All right.
All right.
Hey, we're
What's
all
up,
back.
everybody? We're
Party
here.
time. The Freedom Crew.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a special announcement from the Freedom Cell Network from the Greater Reset. I'm Derrick Broze, and I'm here with my buddies. What's going on, guys?
Just
What's up?
loving
It's
life.
Ramiro Romani.
John Bush here.
Ramiro,
Rocking
John
and
Bush in the
rolling.
house. John is in Texas, of course. I'm in Mexico. Ramiro is also in Texas. For those of you who regularly follow the Freedom Cell Network of the Greater Reset, you know that we have an event coming up January 2023, the Greater Reset for Co-Creation. We announced this a couple months back, and hopefully some of you have been preparing to make your plans. As we've done the last three events, John will be hosting a live event in Central Texas in Bastrop. I'll be down here in Mexico with Ramiro, hosting it in Morelia, Mexico, for 5 days of solutions-focused events. We have 5 different themes we're going to go over today. But most importantly, we're going to be sharing with you our first set of speakers that are going to be live in Texas, live in Mexico, and a couple who are going to be presenting online. And Ramiro will be talking about some of the programs we've got coming up. Lots to share today, and we really hope everybody who's interested, now this is the time to make your plans. We're still 4 months away from the event. We're trying to give you as much time to plan as possible so you can coordinate your hotels, your travel, your flights, buses, whatever you got to do to get down to Texas, to get to Mexico, or if you can't travel, so you can organize a watch party in your area. But where should we start, guys?
I think the first thing is we're going to discuss some of the speakers today, and we've got them all on the greaterreset.org website if you want to check them out and get the description if you haven't heard about them. But the cool thing is we're going to come out with new speakers weekly, and I think we have a big surprise for you. So maybe we could just start with that.
What's the surprise?
Got the site pulled up.
It's a surprise. I can't say anything about it, but just know that we're going to have some really exciting speakers being released every week. So, if you could scroll down there, we'll see that we're actually see the speakers.
So for those that aren't familiar with John, why don't you tell us about who's coming to Texas? All right, so I'm going to be hosting the Central Texas edition of the Greater Reset. Of course, I think it's really special that we simulcast in Mexico and Texas at the same time. And on top of that, it's online hybrid. So, I mean, it's a challenge to do an in-person online hybrid event. That's the latest craze now. But to do in-person in Mexico, in-person in Texas, and online is actually quite the feat. So we're really doing something really special here. Does
anyone else do it?
I don't think so. Not from all around the world. And then we had the activation parties last time. There were people watching from all over the world, and we tuned into their little parties as well. But super excited to be presenting the Bastrop edition, myself and Live Free Academy, my company, along with an incredible crew of volunteers and activists that are part of the Central Texas Freedom Cell Network. We are going to be hosting the Bastrop edition, the Central Texas edition, and we're super excited to be presenting you guys some of the speakers. So just want to share some of those speakers and let you know. Here, I'm going to share my screen here too on that. I'll take over here real quick. There we go. Okay. So if you want to get tickets for the for the Greater Reset in Bastrop, you can do that now. We're just launching the tickets. This is the first time we've made that public. You can go to livefree.academy/TGR, livefree.academy/TGR. If you want to go down to Morelia, they have the page where you can reserve and register for that. But we do have the tickets available here in Bastrop. And I just want to show you real quick some of the speakers that we have. Really excited to be bringing, once again, Jack Spirko, who is, he's down with the preparedness, the food production, but he also gets the message of freedom and agorism, which is why I'm always excited to bring him to be a part of the work that we're doing. And then we're also excited that Alex Zeck will be joining us. He's with The Way Forward. They're doing a big summit right now. He does Health Freedom for Humanity. They had this big health conference in Kansas City during COVID. Actually got shut down, so they continued the event out in the parking lot or out in front of the conference center. So we're really excited to have them. Of course, myself and the lovely Rebecca Powers will be presenting as well. But on this page, you can see these are pictures from the Exit and Build Land Summit that we did. So we wanted to share this because that's the same venue that we're using for the Greater Reset Central Texas edition, the Bastrop Convention Center. It's our goal to pack this place with up to 500 freedom lovers And of course, the magic of this event, beyond just these incredible, groundbreaking, innovative, inspiring speakers, is all the community activity that takes place, the workshops, the outings, the hikes, the yoga, the meals, the laughs, the plotting, the strategizing. So definitely come out and join us in Central Texas if you can, or Morelia. That's definitely the best way to experience this event, is to be at one of these in-person events. But as usual, we're offering it for free online to the world if you can't make it out. But like Derrick was saying, go ahead and get your plans in place, because we're less than 4 months away from the event. Flights are getting pricey. Hotels, you got to get all that booked. So make the plans now, make the commitment, and we promise you will not regret it. This will be a transformational event for anyone that attends.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll pick up where you left off there, John, with what we're doing in Mexico. So on the website which Ramiro and his team put together, you can go to the speakers page and see the speakers that John mentioned. You can also see the speakers we're going to have in Mexico, which we're happy to announce. Henna Maria, for those of you who may have come across her work most recently, I interviewed her talking about her hashtag Save Our Food campaign, saveourfood.net, which is a really great effort that we're 100% in support of, the Freedom Cell Network's in support of. So she'll be sharing about that and a lot more. Of course, myself, I'll be speaking, giving some new presentations. I'll also be releasing a new version of my book, How to Opt Out of the Technocratic State. I'm going to be writing in the coming months and releasing at the Greater Reset a post-COVID edition, looking at how we take on the world of CBDCs and vaccine passports and immunity tests and all this kind of stuff. So I'll be talking about that. Ramiro Romani, of course, will be speaking. He can talk about that in a moment. And we're going to have Miriam Gomez, of course, my partner. She'll be sharing some really powerful new information. And if you're interested in what we're doing in Morelia and Mexico, you just go to thegreaterreset.org and you scroll down here. You can see the Central Texas page. That'll take you to where John was just showing you, or you can click here on the RSVP page for Morelia. And yeah, there's our information in Spanish and in English. Our event is going to be free again for Mexicans who want to come. We're trying to grow this movement in Mexico. So we will also be having live interpretation once again, so that people who are speakers who are speaking in English, Spanish speakers will be able to have headphones where they can hear it live in person. And we have a brand new venue. It's the Morelos Theater, which I actually took a short video today. I want to play that real quick, guys, because this will just give you a little bit of a look of the outside area. It's really beautiful. Not only is the inside like this massive 1,300 seat stage that's been there since 1969, holds the Morelia International Film Festival and a lot of other awesome events, but the outside area is really beautiful. And I think I can just imagine all of our community out there. As John said, a big part of this, I think one of the best parts is the connection, the networking. Of course, you want to come here, the speakers that we're featuring in Texas and in Mexico, but also it's the people, the community that comes. Last year we had 400 plus people come from 12 different countries to Mexico for our event, and it was amazing. So check out this real quick clip I took today as we went to go secure our brand new venue that we're so excited about here in Morelia.
Hey, what's up, friends? Derrick Broze here in Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico, and I am outside the Teatro Morelos Theater, which is where we're going to host the next Greater Reset 4. So I just wanted to show you guys a little clip from the outside, at least. You can kind of see this beautiful building here. This is one of the nicest, biggest spaces in Morelia, and it can hold up to 1,300 people. So if you're thinking of coming, we got plenty of room for you. And this is this really beautiful outdoor space. So I hope all of you will come, and in between the event, you come hang out here, drum circles, chilling circles, getting together. We've also got Miriam back there. The Best Western Hotel is right next door. We're going to be working with them, rooms. There's lots of park space here, the planetarium. This is just a really beautiful area. So we're so excited to have all of you. For those of you who are thinking of coming down to Mexico, go to thegreaterreset.org, check out the page for Morelia, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
Nice. That green space looks awesome. There's going to be yoga, people tossing the ball around, people circling. That's really cool.
Yeah, and as it gets closer, you can see on the page right now that it says workshops and excursions, as we did last year. People were showing up to town a week early and stayed up to a week afterwards, hosting workshops. Myself, Ramiro, we might give workshops, but the community really steps up and people start offering their own workshops and their own offerings. Some of them do it in the park. Some of them find their own venue space. We're really looking forward to seeing that happen again. But all that info is, again, on the Morelia page, including the info for the Best Western. It's pretty affordable rates already because it is Mexico, but they're right next door. I definitely encourage people. We just went and saw them today and said, we'll be sending people your way. So please check it out if you want to come down to Mexico.
Awesome.
A big part of the essence of this 4th event is we've gone through the journey. Y'all might remember that the first Greater Reset was called activation because we were just finally snapping out of being aware of the problems and figuring out what we can do about it. And since then, we've expanded our reach, we've gotten bigger, we've integrated into the different parts, integrated into different localities, and now we're actually moving past that. And so we're talking about co-creation, and I wanted to speak a little bit about programs that will allow us to co-create in person. And so 2 programs that we're going to do this year during the Greater Reset are going to actually be an Agora pitch competition, as well as an inner look in the communities. And so I just want to say this really quick is we're going to have this Agora pitch competition, and we're going to have a form open on the site. If you have a business that you want to undertake, you've got this specialization and you just need a little bit of capital to get it started, we're going to be holding that on the Agora Day, which is day 3, I believe. And we're also going to be taking a look at communities, getting a boots on the ground look at what it takes to start a community. So we have an awesome lineup of different communities. And if you have a community that you want to share with us, you're going to be invited to come co-create. So we're going to have a form up after this presentation. And we definitely want to see your information out there and hope to see you join us on stage.
Yeah, I'm excited to have that, Ramiro. I think one of the coolest things over the last couple of events is that, we've had the watch parties and the activation hubs. We're still going to be encouraging people to do that, but just the ways we can make this more interactive. And then obviously this is the Greater Reset for, we call the event an activation in general because we want you to be activated, motivated, inspired. And so the first one was just the Greater Reset activation, then expansion. How can we expand on these ideas? The third one, integration. How do we integrate these ideas? We're calling the 4th one co-creation. We really want to emphasize that. I know that I'm going to be encouraging all the speakers I'm working with to really use that theme when they're thinking about their talk. How can you co-create with the audience? How can we co-create together, right? So it's not just a passive come listen and to the people on stage talk, but how do we work together to build this 2030, this better future that I think many of us are after? And so part of that is going to be the pitch day for the Agora Day. But as you mentioned also, I know that I have several different communities across Mexico who are going to be represented. We'll be announcing those in the coming days. You'll get to see, that'll all be on the website soon. And I know John's going to find some communities out there in the States. And so you'll get to hear from people who already have land, who are already growing food, already doing this, sharing maybe some of their struggles, their tips and, tricks and things like that. So this is very much going to be a solutions oriented as always, but a practical event that you can come and join or watch for free online and get some solutions for yourself. So I just wanted to make that clear. And we did have a little bit more of an announcement. We hadn't finished announcing all the speakers just yet. We do have a couple of online speaker announcements to make. We try to get as many people in person in Texas and Mexico. We're really aiming for that. Today, we announced a few in each place, and there'll be more announcements to come. We're going to have probably 35 to 40 speakers in total. We're only announcing about 9 or 10 today, but we did want to announce a couple of the online speakers. I'll take 2 of them. John, you can tell us about the third. We are going to have Christian Westbrook, aka Ice Age Farmer. He's coming back to the Greater Reset. He'll be streaming in to us. And we're also going to have Catherine Austin Fitz of the Solari Report coming back on our stage. So many people love to hear from her at the last event in January, and she's going to be streaming in again. We wish we could have them in person, but we're also very thankful that they're willing to join us virtually.
Yeah, and those 2 speakers their work has been important for quite some time, but it seems all the more important now with all the stuff we're experiencing with inflation, supply chain disruptions, literally food being used as a weapon by these technocrats. So Christian Westbrook was way ahead of the curve in identifying a lot of these problems that food producers are experiencing. And then one of the things that I want to really push during the event, and we have some awesome speakers that can share solutions, is what are we going to do about this whole central bank digital currency thing? So, of course, Catherine Austin Fitz done a lot of great work in that space, pushing people to use cash and opt out of these systems. So there's so much to tackle. Sometimes it seems overwhelming, but when you focus on solutions, you really feel empowered, and it's a lot less likely that you'll get black pilled, right? But I'm super excited to announce my good friend Tom Woods. He is a libertarian thinker, an author, and more recently, he has really shifted his activism towards proactive solutions around homeschooling, around entrepreneurship, around taking control of your life. He launched this Tom Woods School of Life. So, you know, the cool thing about this event too is like it's a melting pot. I often forget sometimes in one of our Freedom Cell groups, somebody was asking for what's a good curriculum to teach our kids about, you know, the real history of America. You know, I'm like Ron Paul curriculum and Tom Woods. And they're like, oh, but that's libertarian. And I was like, oh, I thought most of us were libertarians, but no, it's not the case. It's a very big tent that we're inviting into this world. And I think the big focus is if you recognize we got this problem with centralization and technocracy, and you're ready to work on proactive solutions, decentralized, voluntary, no matter where you're coming at this from, we want to come together and build with you. That's really what it's all about. So we want to welcome everybody into this universe as long as you're proactive, solutions oriented, nonviolent, and you're ready to get to work, I think is the most important piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll just add one more thing, and I'm probably good for this announcement. We appreciate everybody's time and attention today. Again, the website is thegreaterreset.org. And if you didn't know, the event is brought to you by the Freedom Cell Network, which you can find at freedomcells.org. And if you're happening to catch this live this Saturday, we're actually having the 10th International Freedom Cell conference call where you can tune in and learn more about the organization, the group, the decentralized network behind the event that we call the Greater Reset. So that'll be this Saturday. But overall, yeah, I just want to echo what you said, John. I mean, we ally with people who support individual liberty, bodily autonomy. Many of those people call themselves voluntarists, libertarians, sometimes anarchists. Other people maybe have different titles and different labels. But overall, we want to work with those who see that the Great Reset, Agenda 2030, that these are not the kinds of worlds we want to live in. And if you not only recognize that, but you're now ready to do something about it, well, we want to work with you. That's why we come together for 5 days talking about these different themes. I'll just highlight them real quick, and then I'm done for the day. We got these 5 days of themes starting January 18th, Liberate Your Mind, Body, and Soul. A number of great speakers will be announcing, talking about health when it relates to mental, physical, spiritual health. Agorism and parallel networks will be talking about building parallel alternative networks and parallel systems. Permaculture and food independence, a range of opinions and beliefs, including vegan permaculture and vegan homesteading, and people who use animals, and every perspective probably in between there. And then on our third day, the 21st, we'll have Take Back Our Tech, discussing decentralized, open source, distributed technologies and tools that you can use to protect yourself in the digital world that we are living in. And in our final day, Building Free and Conscious Communities, just a number of people presenting the communities they're already living in, the communities they're in the process of building, and people giving you tools so that you can do this, whether you choose to buy land or live in the city or live in the suburbs, but how you can incorporate these ideas. And again, the theme is, the overall theme for all 5 days is co-creation. So really looking forward to welcoming some more people back to Mexico and seeing the event grow in Texas as well.
Before we drop off, I do want to mention one more thing. As you can see, the size and scale of this fourth event is just humongous, and we're really trying to bring in a lot of dynamic speakers and performers for you, which we hope to have announcements on soon. But it's taken a lot of capital to put this together, and so we'd like to ask the community for sponsorships. So I've got sponsorships pulled up on the screen here. You might see that this is for the third event, but it's actually for the fourth. So by the time you're going to watch this, you can go on to thegreaterreset.org/sponsorships and sign up for one of these sponsorship packages, or just put your email down so we can reach out to you, and so that you can get your project or your community in front of hundreds of thousands of people, literally, because that is the collective community of the Greater Reset, watching over all 5 days and watching the videos in perpetuity afterwards. After all, we release them all for free. So we definitely recommend, if you have a brand that you feel is aligned with the Greater Reset and our principles, then hit us up through this forum. Again, that's thegreaterreset.org/sponsorships.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Ramiro. This is a community-oriented event. There's not a lot of events that just give away the stream for free, or maybe there's summits where it's free, but then you got to pay afterwards. This is just free in perpetuity, like Ramiro said. So we're doing this so as to awaken people and to give people proactive solutions and steps. A lot of people woke up after the COVID stuff was a little bit extreme. They pushed a little bit hard, and people were like, wait a second, snapped them out of their slumber. But there's so many people that are completely overwhelmed, and they began their journey down the rabbit hole. And there's so much information out there on the internet, research, documentaries, videos, competing interests and competing ideas, that we are hoping to shed some light on proactive, actions-oriented solutions. Because I tell you what, the best antidote to feeling stressful and anxiety and overwhelmed about the state of the world is going out and building with like-minded freedom lovers. Your worries will just fade away when you get your hands down in the dirt and start growing food and taking control of your life. It really is quite therapeutic, if you ask me.
If you want to get started today, luckily, Derrick and John have both built their own communities. If you're looking to come down the Greater Reset, I do recommend you go to the event pages, and you'll see that there's actually chats already for these specific events with, I'm pretty sure, hundreds and hundreds of people that are also looking to come. So if you're looking for people to carpool with, make your way down to these events, check that out. You'll see the join chat buttons on the main page. I also do want to mention, take this time to spread the word about the conference to your friends and family. We're in a time sensitive, getting these issues out on mass awareness is super important right now. So always remember, we have every video we've ever done for free on odyssey.com. Look for our channel, The Greater Reset. And we also have a Telegram group of a few thousand people, more than a few thousand people, around 28,000 people that you can join and get plugged in with our community and start making those connections on the ground, like John was saying.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
Share it.
Come on,
Thank
step
you,
out of your
guys.
comfort zone, guys. If you're on the fence and you're like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, maybe it's going to be expensive, I'm a little nervous about being around a bunch of people, just do it. You won't regret it. Yeah, I promise you it'll be transformational.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll just say again, that the in-person events are really where it's at. Thank you guys for mentioning the sponsorships, because without all the amazing products and people who have their own projects that want to get in front of our audience and share that with you guys, we wouldn't be able to put this on together. But also, it's the speakers, it's the volunteers, it's the community that we've built up. This really started less than 3 years ago, and it's just grown. We've got a growing email list and a growing Telegram channel because people like you want solutions. You're sick of just hearing about the problems, and we've heard you. So we're giving you an opportunity to come together with people from all around the world for 5 days in Mexico or in Texas, or in the comfort of your own home, or in your local community if you put on a watch party and activation hub, and you can be a part of this movement. We invite you to be a part, and if you want to support us, help make sure we can continue to do this, you can also visit our donate page, thegreaterreset.org/donate. And that's all I got for the day.
Peace and freedom. We love you.
All right, we'll see you soon.